Hello friends. This is my first video for a YouTube channel. It's my 2021 thought is I'd like to make some videos on a YouTube channel. Started last year at this time, I started on a design team with paper issues and I really liked the live scrapbooking. So I thought I would see if I enjoy scrapbooking in videos and sharing with you. And so my first project, I'm not going to live scrapbook or scrapbook with you. It is my December album. I thought I would just do a share. And I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes because, yeah, no one wants to see a share that's really, really long. And so this is my album. I have these die cuts. And I don't have, I take my die cuts out and I put them in little packets. And this one I don't have the label, so I can't tell you where the die cuts are from. But all of the paper is from Craft Smart paper pad. I still have so much left, so I might do a couple of layouts as well for this year. I'm using the Teresa Collins 4x4 album, which is, as you can see, not closing, but I'm okay with that. I did a little 2020 on the edge and made a bow with a die cut I have. I did punch a hole here thinking that I want to put a little bubble, but I don't know if I want to, so that'll be undecided. So the cover is very, very simple. It's just some die cuts. I used my Xyron sticker maker because I really wanted it to stick down with some stars. And again, I can't tell you where they're from. I love them, but they're throughout the album. So let's see with the inside. So here's my cover page. Vicki Boutin does it for her Friday Night Lives, and in her live, she did a wreath that she made out of paper. And so I made a smaller one of that. And this cover page is a vellum. I'll have to turn it because you can see it's vellum. So you can see the little car die cut underneath it with the 2020 on it and a bow that I die cut out. Then my first page is the intentions. And so my intentions were to be kind and exhibit joy. COVID has really made kindness essential. To focus on the nativity and seek Jesus, and just to be present in the moments this Christmas. This was actually a 4x4 or a 3x4 Project Life card, which I cut out the circle. And these letters, again, are letter dies. I love letter dies. I get alphabets without losing the letters that I need. I can just cut them as I need them. So day one, like I said, my intention was kindness. And so I found this kindness calendar online through Instagram, actually. And I just printed it out for kind of a day-by-day thing. Just a little die cut. This was a die cut scalloped edge as well, and some baker's twine. And this was just the paper that I cut out too. So these are 5x5. Even though the album is a 4x4, you can fit 5x5 paper sheets without protectors in it. Day two for me was just looking at the crafty things I did throughout the month. So I was in a craft sale. So these are some of the things I made for the craft sale. I was asked to lead a craft time with kids through a family expo, which is my mom and my sister's business. And so these were the projects we made through the craft time, the live stream. And then through the family expo, I cosplay as Snow White, and I was asked to read a Christmas story. And so I did that as well as one of my kind of Christmas thing. So this was just some die cuts, and these are a little yellow bicycle, actually, canvas letters that I used. And this is a label from Teresa Collins as well. Lots of gold splatters in there that we see. Day 3, I cut out one of the dies. I just trimmed it up. This is one of the offcuts of one of the punch outs that are in the paper pad with some dies and little sprinkles of heart, little gold hearts. Again, I just dump these things. I find them at, sometimes I use sequins that are nail sequins that you find at Ardene's, and I just dump them in containers so that I can see them. I don't have to keep opening packages, having things fall out. This is a piece of faux leather scallop that was on just a ribbon ream that I found. This is a little bit, I'm gonna have to fix this. It says, "Here comes Santa," but I got it wet, and that makes me mad. Again, one of the dies. And just a picture of me and my puppy in our Christmas photos. So day 4 was my to-do list. And these are all the things I had to do for the month. And one of the things that I do every year is make cute little things to put on my neighbors' doors. And so this is the die that I used, a penguin. And this craft, as well as these little snowflake snowman, was on a Facebook group, a Facebook crafting weekend, which was really fun, actually. And so I made them, and they were super cute. Loved how they turned out. These are all just dies that I got out of the die cut package. Christmas baking this year was done virtually, and all through the family expo that my sister and my mom own. It's a business that obviously COVID has hit because it's a trade show. And so what they did is a 30-day countdown where they had different activities every day. So we did Christmas baking virtually. So that's them. I'm baking with them as they're live streaming it on their Facebook group. And just all of the dies again. These are just stickers that I got from the dollar store. And these are really old, I won't even say basic gray letter stickers. This one is just about having joy. Day 6 is having joy. And my church Bible study had a Zoom ugly sweater little thing. And then we had a scavenger hunt, so those are the scavenger hunts. Not a lot on that one. A little bit of washi tape, some twine. Day 7 is about the weather, and here in Alberta we've had some pretty fantastic weather. And so I just used some wood veneer snowflakes that I inked with some gold, some sequins spattered in. I stamped out the winter weather and just talked about how it's been absolutely gorgeous this year. This is I don't know if you guys ever do this, but when you get stamps, I put all my stamps, again, I organize really weird, but I put all my stamps in CD cases. So this is the plastic that shows you what the stamp is. And I just cut it out and made it a tab on the side of the page. Day 8 was my niece had Grinch Day at school. And so she asked if she could borrow my Grinch face mask, and I said absolutely. And I also made her a shirt. So it just talks about how, yeah, she's pretty lucky to have the best aunt ever. And I say that all the time. I'm a pretty amazing aunt because I just do these random things for them. You know, when you have silhouette, we'll make shirts, right? So lots of these little stars. This is a really old foam plastic alphabet that I have. And I made a little shaker pocket with the stars. And again, this is just when you punched out, I think it was the presents, which you'll see in a different place in the book. This is just the offcut that I made into a shaker element. Then I took a piece of, just like Shamel does in During Her Whole Christmas, a piece of the wrapping paper that I used. If you flip up the tag, it says all the gifts that I got for the kids. And then a picture of them wrapped with their ornaments, which you'll see later. And again, just letter stickers and dies, but I also cut out some of the presents from this paper so that they could be smaller. Another die there. My Christmas cards are, I do 2 different cards. I do a ridiculous picture. So this year with Tiger King and COVID, come on. I have a tiger striped dog. That was just a given. But I also don't think my coworkers want those. And so these are the cards I made for coworkers. I also make cards for our Canadian military. I try to send about 10 to the Canadian military. And then this year I sent out about 10 cards to a seniors lodge so that you can just bring a little bit of cheer. It goes back to my intention is kindness. So these are little things that I can do to be kind. And gold thickers, and again, more just dies. Used a lot of dies, which isn't something I do a lot. It's my niece's 9th birthday, so that's why there's a 9 and 11, because this is day 11, but she is 9 years old. So it just talks about the Zoom. I used a scallop punch and our Zoom call and just what she did on her day. And she lives in China, so that's why we have a Zoom call. And it was really nice with the Zoom calls this year. We really are connecting with this family that we don't get to as much. After this Zoom call, my niece and nephew, who this is the niece that I did the Grinch shirt for. We were very close, and so we had a light up dance party after the effect. So just again, layers. This is some 2 different types of washi tape that I have. Some with little presents, and then the stripe. Punched out a circle just to give a little bit of different layers to it. Day 12 is I kind of documented all of the kind things that I did. And so one of the things I did was to donate toques and socks and mittens for homeless people that a young boy, I think he was about 8, was collecting. And so this is the thank you card that he gave me. So I just punched holes in it, put it in. And then the back of it, which just looks at all of the different donations I did to the variety of charities that I supported this year, because there was some new ones that I don't normally support. So I wanted to document that. Day 13 for me, I chose it as day 13 because a couple of things happened that day. But this was kind of focusing on the Nativity Jesus side of it. So on the tag, I talk about a special Bible study that I was a part of. I'm a part of a new church, and so this was a Zoom with the pastors because I'm in Alberta, Canada. The church is in Orange County, and so it was neat to be able to Zoom with a whole bunch of people in the church I'm attending. I'm also in a handbell choir, and so this same day we performed some Christmas songs in the service at that church. Day 14 is my puppy's adoption birthday, and so I just wanted to document that. So here's the presents right here. That is the punch out for the shaker pocket here. And then some dies. This is a Heidi Swap die, metal die to cut out the happy, which I just backed with some foam to give it dimension there. And again, some more washi tape. I'm missing a picture. I know what it is, and I know that it's going to go here because this is documenting just the different treats that I had. My niece and nephew made me these cookies. This picture is actually going to be about the fact that I ate a box of chocolates that I bought for another one of my nieces for Christmas. And so and then I ate a bag of chips that I bought for a nephew for Christmas. So it's just documenting in the future. I need to wrap those as soon as they come in. Otherwise, I'm just going to eat them. But I used just some letter stickers. Again, these are just dies. And this one, I used some Nuvo dots to create enamel dots. This one, it talks about I make ornaments for my nieces and nephews every year. And so with some twine, I have pictures of all of the ornaments, and I don't know how good it is to see them, but I have metal dies that I made little elves inside of kind of snow globes that say quarantined, and these are their actual faces with a Snapchat filter. that just makes me laugh. My nephew's I made, I'm not going to tie that back up, but my nephew's I made it his ball uniform. Another bow die. You know what? If you need to invest in something, invest in a bow die if you have a hand die cut machine, because you can just get so much use out of them. Again, this is another one right here of punch outs. And so it just gives layers. I have some 3-dimensional foam underneath it, and then some ornament dies. We're on to day 17, and I said 10 minutes, and we're at 15. This is probably close to 20. Day 17, old letter stickers. I don't even know what they would be, but old. So use your stash. Just use it up. We have my niece and nephew go to a Catholic school that my other niece and nephew went to as well. So I have been to their Christmas concerts for about 15, 16 years. I've only missed one because I was in Orlando. And so this year they sang a virtual Rudolph song, which is funny because with Advent in the Catholic schools and the Catholic Church, they're a lot more somber. And this year, because it wasn't in the church, they got to sing Run, Run, Rudolph, which was kind of cute. Day 18 has a flip up, because there's the journaling is in the flip up. It's die cut letters again out of the gold. These ones are old pink paisley block stickers. These I cut a banner out of the washi tape, the dies, and some more washi here. This is really, really cute. I took my dog out for his nighttime walk. And he went right to the car, and he had been going to the car for several days actually. And I just kept saying, no, we're not going for a car ride. And that night I was like, why not? And so we hopped in the car, and I had nowhere to go really. And so we just drove around and looked at Christmas lights. So I think that's just super cute. I opened the window and his paws were right out, and he just looked at the Christmas lights. And we got hot chocolate and just had a good little drive around. Day 19, documenting the Christmas movies. And surprisingly, I didn't watch as many as I normally do. So they fit on 2 tags. I had cut out 4 tags, one of which is being used somewhere else now. But yeah, I always like to document and put little like stars and hearts by the ones that were really cute. And so die cuts. Again, this is another letter die that I cut out of the pattern paper as well as foam, so they layer perfectly. Some spatters. Obviously made this into a pocket page. The next one is my Christmas tree. So what are we on? Day 20, I think it is. Yeah. And so this is a die from the Scrapbook and Cards Today. And so I really shrunk it down to fit. And Shamel did this in a live, one of her, I think it was a Friday or Monday live. There's a little tiny picture here, and it just says the tree dilemma, because I have my tree up in November, and I got a new tree last year. I threw out my old tree. No, I donated my old tree, and hadn't used this tree before, so I put it up, and it was not stable, and I load my tree, like load it. And at about 3 a.m. one day, the whole tree came crashing down. And I had some ornaments on it that I don't normally put on the tree that broke, which broke my heart. I glued them because us crafters, we got good glue. So I glued them back together. But the one, I looked to see if I could replace it because it broke in fairly multiple. They're Disney ornaments. And it was like, I could find it on eBay for $162. So it's just back on my shelf with some cracks and there's one piece kind of missing. So this is just a picture of the aftermath of, I just took everything off the tree and threw it on the floor and threw that tree out of my house. So then the dilemma was, do I buy another tree? And I ended up finding a good deal, nice full one that was stable. And so that was the end product. The dies, I used that leather ribbon again. These are all Teresa Collins labels. They just, in her kind of stationery line. And I just layered up a whole bunch of them together, cut out another little present for that one. All right, we're at 20. We can get this done soon. This was the 21st, about the Christmas star. This is not my picture. I am going to type out some journaling put on here that I haven't done yet. Where we were, it was super cloudy, so we couldn't see it. So one of my friends did end up seeing it for a second. So I took one of hers of what it would have looked from us. But my niece and nephew had much more fun just playing in the ditch. And then we went on a little Christmas light tour. And so we have the die cuts just layered, and a lot of the gold mist splatters I just love. Now, when I was just doing this, I realized I had nothing for the 22nd. So instead of making up something, I just skipped it. And that just came off. So I will figure that out. So this is just the 23rd, looking at, I was really on top of things this year. Like at the beginning, I didn't feel like I was, but by the 23rd, I was mostly done. And so this is just documenting that I was mostly done. This wreath was either cut for you or Nicole Nowstead's die cuts. They were during their 12-day giveaways. I got them free and really shrunk it down to fit and layered a bunch of die cuts to make the wreath. And dies and a tag and another just little word label. All right, so this is, now we're at the 24th. I'm going to layer it this way a little bit. So the 24th, my niece and nephew came over and we played some games and did church together and had some snacks. So that's just a selfie of the three of us. And then that night we Zoomed with our whole family, my family in China. So I liked that we just flipped it open because it was kind of two separate things that day that we did. I hand drew these because I liked that there was this empty space that I could just put 24 in, and then one of the dies and a label punched there by Fiskars. I did a little divider because I had this plastic paper on my desk, and so I'm like, why not? So I filled it with some stars and put the dies. I put washi tape around it so that it doesn't spill and dies on both sides. And then this was my dog in my Christmas pajamas on the 24th. So I made a little banner by cutting out these little pieces from that paper that has all of the shapes. And I just did some layers with another little label. And then the last page is December 25th. And I'll see if I'm probably going to have to bend it over for you to see, which is, we didn't do a lot. Slept in, had some naps. So my dog was weird that day. He came and he slept on my pillow above my head. So I took a selfie of that. That was his Christmas gift. We went and had supper with my parents because I'm single in Canada. I'm allowed to mingle with one or two families. And so with my mom and dad, and my mom broke her arm. So going to spend and help them with Christmas dinner, and we played some crib. So that is my Christmas documented this year. Hopefully if you have any questions about what I did or how I did it, but some just neat ways to, in a little tiny way, document an entire month of Christmas memories that I want to remember. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and I look forward to making some more videos for you. Bye.